Now, we tell you about end time. God is not going to destroy the world.
No.
And listen real close. Mankind is going to destroy the world.
They already have, really.
And then the Holy Father, through Jesus Christ, is going to destroy them.
That destroy the earth.
Okay, now pay close attention. This is a revolutionary thing, and it's not coming.
It's here.
It's already here.
It's a revolutionary means it's involving or causing a complete or dramatic change. And we titled this video the Electric Vehicle or the EV Revolution.
And think about this. A revolution is when you change things. There used to be stagecoaches that run all through them towns in the West. But when the train come through there, it done away with the
it was a revolutionary change.
Stagecoach. There used to be watch repair shops on every street, but they done away with the Elgin and the Boulevard watch and got a Timex. Everything changed. Pumpkin used to work in a store, and she worked on
a cash register that I think it was called National Register. Anyway, we'd have to price mark all the items in the store, and then you have to punch the button in manually. And then we got one called the Power Penny, and you could just punch the things, and then it would automatically ring it up. And then then they got what they call scanners, and the scanners you don't have to go mark the price on everything in the store. The scanner remembers it. I remember when we first got scanners. I worked for Safeway. I was a manager for them. I worked my way up through the ranks. I didn't start out as a manager. I didn't start out as a manager, but I started out in the bakery, and then I bagged groceries, and then, I worked up through the stocking crews, and then I became a assistant manager, and then a store manager. But I remember when we got scanners. We were in...
you know what they said they were?
This woman come in the store one day when we first got scanners, and she said, "Oh, that's the mark of the beast, and she was really spouting off, and then they had to get her out of there.
What we're telling you is change. Change.
Yeah.
See, she changed from checking out everything until they just scan it. And they used to have to number everything on the shelves. Now they do it with computers.
Yeah.
So you see, things has changed. I come back, I'm 83 years old. I remember we had coal oil lamps in our home until the electrics come in. When you had televisions comes in the 40s and 50s, and then when the telephone came in, we had landlines, but now you carry your telephone in your pocket.
Yeah.
So things have changed. What I'm telling you, now this has changed. Now listen to us. This is revolutionary. It's involving causing a complete dramatic change.
That's
now,
right.
It's not coming.
It's here.
Now, drastic reduction of gas stations.
Oil changes.
Now, you see gas stations everywhere you go.
Now, well, they'll be around for a while, but they'll be reduced.
But there ain't going to be no more gas stations.
Well, there'll be some, but there won't be as many.
All right. Steel factories.
No, there'll still be steel factories, but
that makes engines.
Right, engine
to the car.
Right.
What's a block in a car? Combustible engine.
You're the mechanic, not me.
It's a steel thing. What's drilling rigs?
Yeah, for the oil.
There ain't going to be no more drilling rigs.
Now keep this in mind. The reason why they have to do this is because through the lust of their flesh, they have polluted the environment so much that people can't breathe. How many in India die every year just from the pollution?
There's 7 to 9 million people die every year because they can't breathe. And in India, 1 million people die every year because they can't breathe because of the combustible engine.
So they have to do this now because they're dying.
Will there be any more parts houses?
Well, there's going to be some old...
How about some antifreeze?
There's going to be some old combustible
engines. There ain't going to be no more
antifreeze. Yeah, for a while.
How about oil filters and air filters and fuel filters?
The future has none of that, but it'll take a while.
In 15 years, California is having no more combustible engines.
No more new ones.
How about spark plugs?
Yep.
How about alternators?
What it's going to do, it's going to reduce it so much that a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. The economy today, the world's economy, has been built on the combustible engine, on oil and
We're
carbon.
telling you what's coming, and it's already here.
Right.
Now, General Motors is making electric cars.
What?
Ford is making electric cars.
Mm-hmm.
Toyota is making electric cars. And Tesla, and guess what? Take your chest up, honey.
Oh, we rode in a Tesla.
We rode in a Tesla car. There's no better car than a Tesla.
That's right.
Because you don't stop at no gas stations. And they're getting them now until you can plug them in and they go 450 to 600 miles on one charge.
Yeah.
And they'll go for 1,000,000 miles on your battery pack. It's like a golf cart. Now listen, it's not coming. It's a tsunami that's coming right now. This year you'll see it. This generation of people that's in now that voted in this president, they're going to put billions and trillions of dollars into greenhouse stuff. See, and we're going to be telling you in the future, it's not the greenhouse gas that the sun comes through.
Well, that's part of it.
It's part of it. It comes through and can't get back out. But I'm going to be telling you the truth. It's the oil they pumped out of the earth that caused the global warming.
Now when...
Okay, they're going to be in starters?
No.
They're going to be in the transmissions?
No.
No transmissions. I used to work in a foundry that we made transmission cases up in Angola, Indiana. There aren't going to be no more of them anymore. They're going to be in radiators?
No.
They're going to be in drivetrains?
No.
They're going to be in fan belts?
I don't know what some of that stuff is. I know what a fan belt is. I don't know what a camshaft, a crankshaft. I kind of know what a water pump is. I know what a mechanic is. And a refinery where they refine the oil, I have a concept of that. Gas tanks.
Every time they invent an electric car, and how many cars has Tesla made out this year?
I don't know, 500,000.
500,000. All right, the combustible engine
is on the way out.
Is on the way. How many cars in America?
There's over 250 million cars in America, and there's not going to be any more new ones. And after about 15 years, now they're going to keep making them for a while, but there's not going to be any new ones. No more smoking, choking autos in California.
But this gives them something to watch.
Mm-hmm.
This gives them something to watch. You watch the electric vehicle come out. Once electric vehicle comes out and it don't pollute the air or nothing, you're going to see a change in the world in this administration. You're going to see the greenhouse effect. They're going to put trillions of dollars in climate change and in things because the ice is melting. It's destroying the world because of the combustible engine.
Now the conservative evangelical people, they were behind big oil because they had their jobs and their retirements and everything in big oil. They were highly invested in big oil. But because they weren't led by the Holy Spirit, they invested in a technology that was destroying the earth. And now, just like if you're out walking, riding a bike or anything, I mean, you'll choke on the carbon emissions.
This will change the world.
Yes.
General Motors, Ford, and other electric vehicle factories, there's 34 of them in California.
Mm-hmm.
Things started in California and it's coming east, and Tesla has
a new manufacturing facility in the process in north of Austin.
Austin, Texas, all right? China, India, Europe are going electric. This is what's going to really harlip the world because China already has big buses that goes on batteries. Mm-hmm. They are going about. Now, we want to tell you a secret. I'm going to let Duncan tell you. This is what's going to happen to the world.
Well, Russia, Saudi Arabia, OPEC, oil-producing nations, they're going to die out.
That's right. They're going to corrupt. Venezuela ain't going to be no more because the oil, you don't need no oil for the... Now, I want Duncan to tell you, there are billions, there's not just millions, there's billions of cars in the world. The automobile engine has destroyed the world. You can't breathe. Now, I want Duncan to tell you, when she couldn't breathe, and I'm going to tell you about when I couldn't breathe.
That's why they have to do this, because it's killing humanity. When I was a teenager, I was probably about 16, 17 years old, my mom and my stepdad decided to drive us to watch some fireworks. And they put my sister and I in the back of the car, under the camper. And I was getting sick on the way back, and I was knocking on the back of the window where my mom and stepdad were sitting. I said, I don't feel good. Can I come up there with you? And so my mom said, okay. And so she let me get up there, and she got in the back. And by the time we got back home, and I got out, and my stepdad got out, and we opened up the lid on the back of the camper, and my mom got out, and she was wobbling around out of her head. And my sister got out, and she fell flat on her face on the concrete pavement, carport, and one of her teeth went through her bottom lip. And my stepdad helped my mom into the living room on the couch, and then we helped my sister in there. They just about died. It was carbon monoxide poisoning.
So what does that mean?
It means the combustible engine poisons you. It's poison. It poisoned the whole earth. It's killing everybody.
You leave a car running in a garage, and you stay in that garage, it'll kill you.
Yes, it will.
Now, I want to tell you my story. She told you her story. I've always drove trucks. I was a construction worker. I operated equipment, and I was always working on equipment in the wintertime. So me and Lester Cape, it was north of Athens, Georgia. We had a shop up there. And we was working on some equipment in the wintertime. You couldn't work much outdoors, it's cold. And I want you to get this picture. This is a true picture on the earth today. This was back in the 60s. And we was in a shop, and we left an old D8 International running because we was working on the fuel pump, you know, setting it till it would work right. And Lester was like a master mechanic. And that thing kept running in that big old shop. It's a pretty big shop, and we had other equipment in there, and we was working. Now, I operated dozers and backhoes and scrapers and all. And so I got the feeling dizzy. And I felt like I was dying. I was going out in train. And for some reason, I guess it's a good Lord. I give him credit for that. He said he'd deliver me. He guided me when I was little. I went opened the door, and when I breathed, it was life. It was life. And Lester come out and breathe. He said, we almost died in there. Carbon monoxide will kill you. And there's billions of them on the road today. And it's been killing people for 117 years. I'll be coming back with more of this about the oil. And they pumped all the oil out under the earth, and they've destroyed the earth. That's what makes the earth heat up, not the greenhouse effect. They're lying to you to protect the big oil companies because they give so many jobs. But now people are seeing that it's killing them. And it's going to change, children. Now listen to this dumb hillbilly. I'm the only one out here that tells you the truth. Ain't nobody else that's put this on there because they lose all their friends. They lose their job, and I done lost all them things. I lost my life a long time ago. I'm the only one that'll tell you the truth. There's going to be a tsunami, and it's going to be a tsunami of electric cars, and it's going to be General Motors. They saw the light. Ford saw the light. Anybody that gets an electric car don't ever want nothing else to do with a combustible engine. And all these things that we told you about, all the things that's going to disappear, you don't see no more stagecoaches in America. Pretty soon you're not going to see no more gas stations. You're not going to see no more mechanics. I used to work for a battery company, Yoke and Diamond Battery Company out of Tampa. And I know about batteries. I used to service golf carts. Golf carts have been around a long time. It's just an electric car, that's all it is. I'd put in on new batteries and they'd take off. And an electric car, you don't even have a transmission, you don't have a drivetrain, you don't have nothing. It just backs up, you just reverse the power on it. I rode in a Tesla. The best car I ever rode in my life. It's got plenty of power. It's no pollution, no stink about it, no smoking, choking automobile. Change is coming, And you're in it right now. This administration that's coming in, they are not for the big oil. They are going to be putting up wind turbines and solar panels. And they're going to be putting out robots. They're going to be putting out electric cars. And they are getting hybrids by the thousands in New York, saving gasoline. And so the people now are investing. Now this is the truth. They're putting their money in Elon Musk. They're putting their money in Tesla. They're putting their money in the electric car. And it's coming this year. Watch what I'm telling you. I'm the only one that tells you the truth. I'm crude, I'm rude, I'm a dumb hillbilly from the land of the Hatfields and McCoy. But God guided me when I was little to be a witness. I'm a witness to you that you will destroy the world. Not God. God will destroy you when you destroy the world. And you watch my next program about oil. They pump so much oil out of the earth, it's causing the earth to heat up. What happens if you take the oil out of your engine? I've seen men change the oil in the engine, and they'd forget to put the oil back in it, and they'd crank the car up. What happens? The car burns up instantly. That's why the earth is burning up. They took all the oil out of the earth from kerosene lamps, and I lived back in the days of kerosene lamps. I'm 83. But he keeps me alive to tell you these truths. You are now destroyed. You have already destroyed your world. You cannot give up. I don't know how Satan let this happen. I guess it was the Holy Father. But you are in trouble now. The earth is destroyed. It's already destroyed. The electric vehicle is coming. It's going to take away 70% of the jobs, and the earth is going to be like the Timex watch. Elgins and Bullables had to leave the market because Timex, it took a licking and kept on ticking.